Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. 3-5 Shack. No doubt looking forward to the weekend because he'll be in the Superdome for Saints and Panthers coming up on Sunday. He joins us now on the Jim's Firearms Hotline. Sharif, how are we doing?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
You're sad about Sunday?
I'm not happy about it. So many different areas I'm not happy about, to be honest with you. I mean, they're not getting to the playoffs, so that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, T-Bob's proclaimed him dead, so there's no way they're going 7-1 in the league. We had Pete Futek from College Football News on at the top of the show, and he said, yeah, that they can go 10-2. They need to just run the table. So we'll see. Differing opinions. I guess we'll find out, but we won't learn much against the Nichols coming up on Saturday. But we'll learn some more about the New Orleans Saints on Sunday as Carolina comes to town. The depth chart just dropped. Saints aren't telling who the backup quarterback is. Is there anything else you were looking at on that depth chart?
No, that's about it. Since everyone's so fascinated with who the backup quarterback is, to me, it doesn't even matter who the backup quarterback is, because if they're playing their backup, the season is going to be in the tank.
Yep.
It's going to be done. So it does not matter. For the people who are hoping for Derek Carr to fail and you're a Saints fan, it's just not a good look. Don't you want your team to actually do well this year and prove everyone wrong and go to the playoffs? I mean, you don't want your backup quarterback playing this year. So I get you get a high draft pick, but do you really trust your coaching staff to develop a high draft pick? Who says it's going to be a quarterback? It's more than likely going to be another offensive lineman. So I'm serious. It's probably going to be the highest rated offensive lineman, wherever they pick. It could be Will Campbell. So, I mean, I'd prefer to just not care about the depth chart and who the backup quarterback is. I'd much rather worry about the offense performing at a much better pace this weekend.
Can you recall a more important season opener than this one?
No, honestly, no. It's been a while. You know, it's probably 06 after,
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a hard comparison because of Hurricane Katrina, but just knowing the importance of everything coming off of bad seasons and where is this franchise going to be, what direction they're going into. I'm looking at it like that, which direction is this franchise going into, or what's going to happen. It's a must-win game. Without question, it's a must-win game. I don't care that it's 1 of 17. It's the first game of the year. It's a must-win because of what they had after the Carolina Panthers. It is a gauntlet hunt after the Carolina Panthers.
Do you think the Panthers are still the worst team in the league?
I don't know. You got to hope they're still the worst team whenever they come to the Dome Sunday. You got to beat them. I mean, point blank. I mean, Bryce wasn't good last year. Bryce Young just wasn't good enough last year.
Yeah.
Now, is Dave Canales going to flip the switch on him in one, off season? Maybe not. I still think they need another year or two to figure out Bryce Young. And maybe he unlocks a few things, but I just don't think he unlocks it right away. This is a team they got to punish. They got to punish him. And I think that Derek Carr and offense has to show the fan base that they're progressing in the right direction. You have to start progressing. Right? No questions, no excuses. You have to be much better this year, and that starts Sunday.
All right, let's talk about the offense then. You've seen them in practice when they're actually running their offense. We've seen them in the preseason when they don't run squat, which is fine. You don't need to, but you've seen it closer to what it should look like on Sunday. What can Saints fans expect?
I think we're going to see some. I do think we're going to see some ball. The ball's getting out of his hand much quicker this Sunday. I think because of the offensive line issues, they're going to have to get rid of that ball as quick as possible whenever they line up in the passing formation to pass the ball. Running it's going to be interesting. They're going to have to scheme it up the right way to be able to free up Alvin Kamara in the run game and Jamal Williams. So I think you might see. I think you see some up tempo. I think you're going to see some up tempo and some pace with the offense. On Sunday, I think they're going to try to move the ball and they're going to have some good pace. I think that's the only way they can be successful in an offense with an offensive line that you have some question marks at. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at getting rid of the ball quick and making it work better in space. And I think that's how it works best for this offense.
You've mentioned the offensive line now twice in the course of this answer. Is it realistic to expect the Saints to field a quality NFL offense with an offensive line that you have to add in as a caveat every time you're breaking down the team?
Well, I look at it this way, Hunt, and I understand how people are going to say, well, they did this whenever they were pretty much out of reach for the playoffs. Derek, like final 4 or 5 games of the season was much better, and the offensive line is kind of the same. Kind of. I know James Hurst is gone, and now Penning is playing, and you got Patrick playing, but I still think, I mean, you can kind of feed off a little bit of that, and but you're running a completely different offense on the Clint Kubiak, and I think you can. I do think you can feel the quality offense. I'm not saying a top, 10, 12 offense, maybe a top 15 offense. You get a top 12 to 15 offense with a top 10 defense, you're a solid team. You could probably prove a lot of us wrong in the predictions that were put out today by Jeff Duncan. So, I think quality is there. It is there. It all depends on the offensive line. This offense will go as far as the offensive line takes them, and you have to keep him upright. You've got to keep Derek Carr upright in order to have a chance in some of these tough games.
Does Alvin Kamara still have a Pro Bowl season left in him?
I truly think he does, but it's going to be on him. Does he want to? Is he still fully invested in the game of football? I mean, does he is it getting to that time where, man, maybe I don't know if I want to play football. I mean, it is what it is. That you hear the answers from yesterday's press conference. It almost feels like we're seeing the end of Alvin Kamara in the Saints uniform after this year. So I think he wants to prove that he's worth that new contract. Is it going to happen? I hope it does. And these last couple of seasons haven't been like the greatest. And he's been healthy, but that also goes hand in hand with a struggling offense. If your offense is going to struggle, your star player is going to struggle. So I think personally he does. I think he does want to prove people that he still has a little juice in the tank. And I think that if you can get a little bit more than he had last year, and that's good. I mean, if you get the 2020 Alvin Kamara, then that's great.
Jordan Howden's listed as a safety opposite Tyrann Mathieu. How do you feel about that?
That's another position that, I think you're going to see players moving in and out. You're going to see Howden, Will Harris. You're going to see a lot of guys moving in and out of that position. It's, man, would have been nice to get Justin Simmons, just to solidify it back there. That's that one position that on the defense, I was like, if only they could have signed one player, that would have been the one player to make that defense lethal, truly lethal. It'd have been an amazing defense. I still think the defense is super strong, but that's the one I keep an eye on throughout the entire season. How many guys are going to switch? Is Jordan Howden going to be the guy? Is it Will Harris, or is it going to be someone else who steps up in there and sits next to Tyrann and makes a difference? It's just the one that a lot of us just have no idea how it's going to work out.
Is Willie Gay going to be healthy enough to play on Sunday?
To hear Dennis say he did not practice yesterday because of an injury, it's a little concerning to me. I mean, that was one of your two, high-profile signings on that defense. I just think you could use him a lot more than not. I mean, I think he's had a good off-season and training camp and preseason games, and we'll see the injury report tomorrow for the first time. It's a little concerning.
What's the key to the game on Sunday?
Key to the game on Sunday, I don't want to say defense because I want to see the offense. I want to see the offense run with good pace, man. I really do want to see them move the ball up and down the field. I want to see them, kind of impose their will on the Carolina Panthers. It's time. It's time to get it going offensively. You've put in a lot of work on this offense during the off season, bringing in a new offensive staff, new offensive coordinator. Derek Carr gets too much money not to be, to be mediocre. I mean, you have to do much better than that. So, in the offensive line, I just want to see the offense have a better showing than 17 points. I want to see them dominate the game and win the game by at least 10 points. That's what I want to see. The defense I am not worried about. It's the offense. That's what I want to see.
What was your prediction in Jeff's piece?
I had them going 8-9. I was between 7-10 and 8-9. It's because of the start of the season with the schedule. I mean, going to Dallas, coming back to play Philly, then you got to go to Atlanta. Who knows how they're going to be? Then Monday night, Kansas City, Sean Payton here on a Thursday night, Tampa Bay after that. That's a tough stretch. I mean, it's a tough stretch. If they can go 4-3 in the first 7 games, that's a win for them.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's a really, really tough start, and it's got to start with the potentially worst team in the league in Carolina. They win on Sunday?
I do. Look, man, just something tells me that, I think they're tired of hearing what everyone has to say. They're tired of hearing about doubting this team. I think it's going to start off a little close, but I do think they kind of figure it out there in the second half. And I think, I don't know what the over-under is. I know they're 4.5-point favorites. I'll go a 28 to 20 games, something like that, 28-20, 28-17.
All right, Sharif, enjoy the Dome on Sunday. We'll talk next week.
All right, Hunt.
Hey, it's Hunt. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.